Everyone that's not speaking, please mute yourself.
You can start.
Cool. Thanks, Taylor. I will get this started. All right. Can you guys see just my screen? The first slide?
Yep.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks for joining, everybody. This is our Office Manager Marketing webinar. Both Taylor and myself have been getting a lot of questions from office managers lately, so we thought it would be a good idea to put together a little webinar where we could go over both digital and local marketing, and we will also have two guest speakers joining us from Service Direct and Thumbtack. So I am Katie Pinnanen, the Director of Startup and Digital Marketing for Floor Coverings. Taylor Sandelin, who's also on the call, is our local marketing manager. Cheryl Spriggs is on as well. She is on from Service Direct. And Sherry Olden from Thumbtack. So they'll do a quick little walkthrough on their platforms later on in the webinar as well. A quick agenda, we'll go over marketing at Floor Coverings, digital marketing and what it looks like to do best practices in that field, social media, customer reviews and project photos, leads best practices, and then Taylor will jump in and cover events, our local marketing resources, and our exciting new announcement and partnership with Vista Print, which is our portal. And as I said, we'll do questions at the end. So if you have any pressing questions, just type them in the chat box or save them till the end. So before we dive in, we wanted to go over our company values, quickly what these are and why they align with us. But our 5 company values are: deliver what you promise, be open-minded to possibilities and practice continuous improvement, respect the individual, have pride in what you do, and engage in the community and make it fun. And what we mean by engage in the community is not just to engage with your local market and obviously engage with them, which we highly recommend, but it's to engage with the franchise community. So everybody on this call is either office manager or franchise owner, but we're all going through the same things. There's people all over the nation that can help you. So if you ever have questions, just be sure to ask me, Taylor, your ops person, and we can put you in touch with someone who can help you out. So some online best practices. We have 2 categories at Floor Coverings when it comes to online marketing. 1, the lead generation piece, which brings leads into your business. And 2, the brand awareness piece, which is more about who is Floor Coverings, do people in your area know who you are, and if someone thinks of flooring, would you be the company they go to when they're ready to book an appointment? So the first piece we'll go over is lead generation. At Floor Coverings, we recommend that you advertise in these 9 lead generation tactics. If you're only doing 1 or 2 of these, say you're doing just Home Advisor or just Facebook ads and SEO, that's not a true digital marketing program if you're only on one of these sites or sources. What that means is you're probably being missed out or missing opportunities on these sites when you're competitors are stealing those customers. So a true digital marketing program would be to market on all of these sites consistently. And what I mean by consistently, it's not turning things on and off, it's leaving it up there all the time to maintain that consistent brand awareness and help you drive leads to your business. So when we do the lead generation piece, there's 4 different options you can use to utilize these. 1 is the National Pay-Per-Appointment Program, which we'll go over in a few slides. But this is essentially where corporate manages and pays for all of your leads, and we would only bill you for booked appointments. 2, you can work with a preferred partner. We have a preferred partner program where we work with 5 digital preferred partners that we recommend you work with for a digital agency. 3, you could work with a local digital agency. If you have someone that you know someone from a BNI group or from your town that you want to work with, we're definitely open to you working with them as well. We just want to make sure we have a quick call with them to give them an overview on some best practices for marketing and advertising, both Floor Coverings International and franchising. There are a lot of different things that most companies don't know about franchising that we just want to make sure they're aware of. And then lastly, you could also do it in-house. We don't recommend this unless you have a full-time marketing person or someone who's very skilled in marketing, but this is also an option. So diving into the lead generation piece before the brand awareness, we'll go over each best practice, a brief overview of what it is, and we will actually do a quick walkthrough of both Service Direct and Thumbtack with our account managers. So first, SEO. If you're not familiar with SEO is, it stands for Search Engine Optimization, and it's basically the process of affecting the visibility of a website or web page in a search engine's unpaid results. SEO is not an on and off switch. Generally speaking, new websites to the internet can take up to 4 to 6 months to gain traction. This varies substantially on how competitive your market is. So what we mean by that is how many other flooring companies there are in your market, and 2, how much you help out with SEO tactics, which we'll get to in a second. I can't tell you time and time again, especially with new franchise owners, they'll be like, Katie, I Googled myself, I'm not showing up. There's a reason for that. It's because Google doesn't trust new businesses until they're actually been in business long enough and can prove that they have relevant content that customers will want to see. So if you're a flooring company and you have no project photos or no reviews, no one's going to be interested in you, and Google's not going to trust you as much as, the mom and pop shop that has 25 reviews and has a gallery of their project photos. So why is SEO so important? Like I said, Google needs to learn to trust you. They're not just going to start matching your site with customers until they know you're a reliable business and that they can recommend you. They're a very consumer oriented site, and they want to give the best content to their customers. So you need to make sure that you're relevant and that you always have a presence online, specifically on Google, Facebook, and your website. So how does Google trust a website? If you're working with an SEO vendor or if you're on the PPA program, the first 2 items on here are covered for you. But one thing they look for is if your physical address is in your market. They don't trust you if you're called Floor Coverings International Chicago and you're down in Tampa. They also check for directory listings. And directory listings are basically a digital database of businesses. And we work with a Choice Local, who's our SEO company, and they have a partnership with Yext. And basically, they make sure all your grounds are covered for on online directory listings. You want to have the consistent phone number, name, and address on all of these. This helps Google trust you. And then the last 2 pieces are online reviews and project photos, which are 2 pieces that you as office managers could really help out with. Google loves online reviews, specifically from their own site. They obviously trust themselves the most. Secondly, it would be Facebook, and then also lead portal profiles. And what I mean by that is, Home Advisor or Thumbtack. If your customer came in from Thumbtack, ask them for a Thumbtack review. They came in from Home Advisor, ask them for a Home Advisor review. You always want to make it easier for the customer. So if you know they have an account with one of those portals, I would recommend using that one. But Google is always the go-to one if you have a local lead or really just you're looking to help with your online growth. You'll want to send them to Google. And then lastly, project photos. We did an analysis this year that found customers are spending the most time on our project photos and videos. So if you don't have project photos or videos specifically on your website and Facebook, this does hurt your search rankings. If someone's looking to get their floors done, they want to see work you've done. They don't want to see a blank profile. So the more project photos you can get, if you're in the PPA program, we post these for you for free. All you need to do is just email them to me with some brief details. Maybe this is a hardwood floor in the South St. Louis area. Any details you have, just include them and we'll get it posted for you on your platforms. So diving into what these tactics are, PPC, pay-per-click is a form of internet advertising in which an advertiser pays a publisher when the ad is clicked on. PPC is commonly associated with first-tier search engines like Google and Bing. So you'll see here on the right-hand side, if you search something like flooring in Chicago, you'll notice that there's some ad listings at the top that have the little yellow flag. those are PPC ads, and we are running those for you in your market if you're on the PPA program. If you're not, this is a tactic we highly recommend you do. Facebook ads. We all know what Facebook is, but ads on Facebook, which I'm sure you see if you're active on the platform, but basically it's a form of social networking advertising that allows you to target by location, demographic, and profile information. So the cool thing about Facebook is you can literally say, you know, I want to target this zip code, and women over the age of 40 interested in home improvement. Facebook ads allow you to do that. So just like PPC, if you're not doing it, you should be doing Facebook ads. Home Advisor. I'm sure you're all familiar with Home Advisor. The majority of our digital leads do come from Home Advisor, but they're a digital marketplace that connects homeowners with pre-screened, trusted, and local professionals to complete home improvement and remodeling projects. And then we also recommend that you're on Home Expert, CraftJack, and Porch. These three are also 3 lead portals that connect home service professionals with local quality leads. So all of these are in the PPA program. If you're not on the PPA program, it's something we would highly recommend you look into for these 4 sites. So then one is Service Direct and Thumbtack. These are our 2 lead partners in the PPA program and also not on the PPA program. They've been working with us for years. We are going to have both of them do a quick presentation and walk through on their platform and some best practices. First up, we have Service Direct. They are a performance-based lead generation solution. Service Direct targets customers searching for flooring in your market, and the customer can either complete a form fill or call the call tracking number to book an appointment. So Cheryl, are you good with me giving over hosting access to you?
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
I can, yep.
Okay, lovely.
Yeah, stop share.
Okay. Okay, oops, no, not sharing, present. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yep, we can. You're
okay.
Good.
Lovely. So I know I have a short amount of time, so I'm probably just gonna fly through a lot of these slides, but just wanted to get you all a little familiar with Service Direct. My name is Cheryl. I'm one of the account managers here. I've been with Service Direct for the past 2 years, so I'm very excited to be talking to you all, and really love all of our floor coverings folks too. And I've met some people over in Mexico too, so hopefully see you guys next year. Okay, so who we are, that's me, how it works. So I just caught a bit of Katie's talk too. So we also are running pay-per-click on behalf of you, but a little bit differently because we want you to get inbound leads from our service. So a call or a form, like Katie said too. And this doesn't really conflict with your brand at all because we're not bidding on like Floor Coverings International. So if someone already knows who you are, we don't want to drive existing customers to this landing page. We want to drive new customers who are in need of your services to our landing pages. That way they can give you a call and book an appointment. So Katie also mentioned too, some of y'all in the room may be on the pay per appointment program versus just using our program and paying for it yourself. Those are 2 completely viable options. So what's nice is regardless of what program you're on, you'll still be able to manage your leads in your Service Direct dashboard in the lead manager, whether our team is listening to them for you on the pay per appointment program, or you're listening to them and managing your leads yourself too, since all of your leads are going inbound to your call center. Okay, lovely little graphics. Okay, so what's cool about using pay-per-click? So 80% of consumers are using a search engine when looking for a service provider. And Katie had a great, nice graphic too. And that's why, we're so invested in making sure we're getting people in front of your ads to give you a call in regards to your services in search networks. So we use Google and Bing as well. So how we're doing that is through hyper-local and hyper-targeted ads. So we create landing pages that reflect the area you're in. So depending on your service area, you may have more than one landing page. So for instance, I'm going to show you Austin. We're based in Austin, Texas, but maybe I service north of Austin too, like in Georgetown or Round Rock. Well, we'd probably want to make landing pages for those areas as well to show that you're a local company. So once again, we're making landing pages that represent who you are. They each have a tracking number on there and calls to action for when someone gets in touch with you. So a call or a form to give you a little bit more information about what they're looking for, and ultimately your call center to book an appointment or follow up with you to then contact that customer back. So what's nice too about our program is ours are completely inbound, exclusive leads as well. So we're not sharing these with any competitors. The only competitors we're up against are all the folks who are within a search as well. Kind of another slide that kind of talks about our content is about your business. So each franchise is a little bit different. You know, you have your own project photos, your own testimonials. So as you get going and gather more photos and testimonials, we can update your profile at any time with those reflected photos and testimonials. That way it's more customized to your specific franchise. This is just a little bit about our partnership. We have zero cost for setup. So if you're through the pay per appointment program, you're paying corporate. And then if you are not through that program, you just are billed on like a threshold with us once you meet like a certain amount of leads in a time period. So we waive all of our monthly fees and our startup costs with our partnership. For pay-per-appointment folks, they're auto-enrolled to our lead listening program. And what that means is we have a quality assurance team that listens to your calls proactively instead of reactively if you were to submit a lead for review. And we also go within InspireNet to match up that this was a Service Direct call, and you can see that where your leads are coming from, your sources. So those who aren't on pay-per-appointment would just manage that themselves and make sure that they're marking in their CRMs that it's a Service Direct lead. Also, we just want to empower you with self-help. If you run into any questions or how to do anything or how to get or just need help in general, we have like a brand new help center, and we're actually redesigning our dashboard too that will be rolling out this year as well. So Katie just emailed myself and my manager, Brittany, that we're going to be putting together a nice little video tutorial, and that should be, I think we want to get that done this month. I just got that email from you, Katie, like an hour ago. So Brittany's going to create that. So it'll be like a 15 to 20 minute tutorial video too. There should be one already in your marketing box.
Yeah, we do have one. I can provide them with that link for now too.
Yeah, and that was made, you know, last year. So this one will be a little bit more updated. And then we'll, once we roll out our new platform to like a new design, we'll also put out training videos too, because we don't want to shock you with anything crazy new. Awesome. But I wanted to put here too, if you want to jot down our email address, this goes to my entire team so we can help you out accordingly and make sure we know which location we're working with and such, or if you need to set up any further training, feel free to reach out and we'll be happy to work with you and make sure you're successful or answer like any other questions too. So that's support@servicedirect.com, and that's how we can best get in touch with you that same day as well.
Cool. Thank you, Cheryl.
Perfect. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, that was kind of what I wanted to go through.
Yeah, I think we're good. I'll let you know if there's any questions at the end that are Service Direct related that I can't answer, but I think we're good to go. Sherry, are you on from Thumbtack, and we can give hosting access over to you?
I am.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. Hope everybody there is well. And again, like Cheryl, I'm going to go through this fairly quickly, but certainly if you have questions as we go, you can always send me an email afterwards and we can go over that. But basically, I'm from the managed account team at Thumbtack, and I just want to provide you with an overview of what Thumbtack is, how it works, where you come in and responding to leads. And basically, we're here, and I'm here to partner with you on your Thumbtack platform and anything related to Thumbtack. So Thumbtack's a marketplace where we instantly connect customers with professionals across nearly 1,000 services in every US city. So we don't just do floor coverings, we do all kinds of professionals. And the Thumbtack shows the customer a list of pros in the area, and then the customer views the pros' profiles and then selects a pro that they want to message, which is where you come in. So search results, you'll hear us talk about search results, and that's where, whoops, I think I skipped one. Oh, maybe I did not. So search results is where you come in. We want you, when a customer contacts you, the most important thing is to respond quickly to interested customers. So there's a couple of things that you need to do, and I'll show you the types of leads you'll get. But replying or declining the lead quickly and professionally is extremely important. And we will talk about downloading the Thumbtack Pro app shortly. But it did miss my walkthrough of, I don't know what happened to my slide there, of the experience. But basically, you will, when the customer goes through the list and chooses a pro, you will find this in your inbox. So to log into Thumbtack, you go to thumbtack.com, and in the top right hand corner you click login, and then you're using the login that is set by the franchisee. So whoever the owner is, you use their login and email. So unfortunately, there's just one email associated with every account. So however, an unlimited amount of people can log into the same account at the same time. So you'll go in and use that login and that password, and it will bring you to the inbox. So the inbox tab is where you respond to customers who reach out to you. So you can see that there's several different messages from people here. And all leads that you want to respond to will be in the inbox. And everybody in the inbox is a customer who reached out specifically to you. So all service categories the franchisees offer under Thumbtack will be in the services tab up here. And the services show the types of services you provide. So tile installation or replacement, floor installation, carpet installation, and many of the franchisees also do hardwood floor refinishing. So there's no action on this tab. It just shows you where this is. And then the profile. So Katie talked a little bit about the profile and how important reviews and pictures are. And it's the same with Thumbtack, and then that also helps your other SEO and your Google searches. So same thing here. We provided you with photos and reviews. We have reviews in there. Each of you should have at least 10 reviews, and that's all done before we even start sending you leads. And there is a spot for photos, before and after photos here, that you can add. And the more the better. Like Katie said, the customers really like to see that. Now, responding to leads, so you're going to get notified based on the email address used for login. So this is the desktop, or you can download the Thumbtack Pro app on your phone. And we do recommend that you download the app because it's the fastest way to respond. And again, the franchise owner can have the app, design associates can have the app, whoever you determine you want to respond to customers. And because timing is important and responding to 100% of the leads quickly is important, the app is a great way to go. So the types of leads that you have an exact match, which means they fit all of your parameters. And If you're on the PPA program, corporate pays for these leads, and you or corporate has already paid for a lead that is an exact match. So you want to reply every single time. If it is not an exact match, it'll say, do you want this job? And it has this little place. This isn't one of your typical jobs, so review the details more closely. You want to still accept or decline this very quickly. This affects your ranking in the pro list, so you want to accept or decline very quickly these. But these you have not been charged for. It says not yet paid there. So you do not have to accept these, and you want to be very careful to look at the zip code, because that's typically where it's not matching. It's either a zip code usually, or maybe the type of flooring like concrete. But you're welcome to accept this lead if you like, if it looks like a job you would do, but I would suggest you just check all the details there. And then responding to customers, I'm going to share this with Katie, and she can forward it to you, or either to you all directly. But this has a link to customer questions and kind of the most common responses that you can use, that we've done a lot of research to determine how you, the best responses in order to get an appointment with the customer. Now, I do want to reiterate that unlike your other lead sources, whether you are on the PPA program or not, you are always responding to your own Thumbtack leads. We are working on getting integrated with the call center, but at this point, because of our environment of kind of more the text chat type environment, we want to make sure it's perfect before we get linked up with the call center. So for right now, you respond to all leads. So that was super fast, and if you have questions, definitely let me know. And here is my contact information. You are welcome to book a call with me. But the best practices here and the takeaways are to respond quickly to interested customers, download the Thumbtack Pro app, and then maintain the profile with the franchisee by adding before and after pictures of projects.
Cool. Thank you, Sherry. I appreciate you jumping on and running through it really quickly. If anyone wants to book additional time with her, her email is there. But one thing I really do want to stress on Thumbtack is how important it is with your response time and getting back to people. Regardless if you're taking on the lead or not, you need to approve and decline them. And also, these leads do not get imported into InspireNet. So you need to manually add these into InspireNet, and also make sure that you have the Pro app on your phone so you can get the notifications in real time, because the response time is super, super important on Thumbtack. I can tell you from personal experience using Thumbtack that I always go with the first Pro that gets back to me. So you just want to make sure that you're always responding in a timely manner. So thanks, Sherry. If you want to send me this slide deck, I will get back to the rest of the group after the call.
Okay, thank you very much for your time.
Yep, thanks, Sherry. All right, I will share my screen. All right, can you see my screen?
Yep.
Cool. All right, so back to the lead generation piece of online marketing. We walk through quickly all the platforms and best practices for what a true digital marketing program looks like. Like I said, you do not need to be on the National Paper Appointment Program. You do have the option to work with a preferred partner or a local agency or in-house management. But since a lot of the people on the call are on the PPA program, I'd like to quickly go over what it is and what's included. So the PPA program is a marketing initiative that allows corporate and our digital marketing partners to manage your online marketing campaigns. And the goal is to create a digital footprint in your market and free up your time to focus on local marketing and bigger issues in your business. We know that 94% of consumers in the home services industry will go online at some point in their buying process. That doesn't necessarily have to be step one. They might see your sign or see you at a home show, but they will go on and search you afterward, and it will likely come in as a website lead, or they're actually just looking for reviews and project photos. So 94% of consumers will go online, which is why we want all of these tactics covered in your digital marketing program so you don't miss out any opportunities. So the PPA program, it launched last fall. We have currently 80 franchise owners on the program, which is more than half the network. And it's really produced some great results so far for the network. So how does it work? Our digital marketing partners and the corporate team manage and optimize your digital campaigns for you free of cost until you received a booked appointment. So we would pay for all your management fees, your ad spend, and all of that. So I do get a lot of emails from office managers saying, you know, Katie, how do I get a refund for this bad lead? If you're on the PPA program, you don't need to worry about that whatsoever. We have, you know, partnerships with our partners who actually look over the leads and listen to every single phone call, or they actually refund us for the bad leads. So you just really want to be cautious that you're not paying for leads. If you're on the PPA program, you're only paying for booked appointments. So what's required of you to be on the PPA program? The outbound calling program. If we are purchasing the leads for you, we should at least get a shot to book those appointments for you. Secondly is the escrow system. Mark Montini will actually be sending out details on this probably tomorrow, but we recently launched an escrow system that will be online and it'll allow you to track all your appointments. It'll have customer details, when it came in, what source it's from, and it will be a lot easier for accounting and reporting. Secondly, your consent to allow me and our digital marketing partners to manage your campaigns. So we can't be going to, you know, 80 franchisees every time we're making a minor tweak on a campaign. So you basically need to allow us to give full reins over your marketing. Obviously, we'll keep you in the loop on any major changes we need, but that's an important aspect. And then lastly, we get a lot of questions on this. Why does my phone number on my website have to be this? If you're on the PPA program, a call tracking number is required. The reason for this is so we can, one, analyze your campaigns and see how they're doing. You know, is the PPC campaign working? Did this word work? That kind of thing. And then secondly, for billing purposes, if you get a local appointment booked from a home show, but it came in as a website appointment, we'll know that because we'll have the data. So what's included in the program? It's all of those pieces that we just went over. Corporate would manage all of your accounts for all of these platforms, and you would just pay for booked appointments. How much does it cost? Like I said, $0 for a lead. It's $150 for each booked appointment from the lead portals. We do include a 10% rebate in this charge. So you'll notice on marketing invoices, you're actually charged $135. The reason for that is we take into account the bad appointments. When I say bad appointments, I don't mean a cancellation or, you know, this job was too small, I need a refund. What I mean is if you receive an appointment in a turf and not your turf, or a scope of work you don't do that we're not targeting. So for example, say you receive a backsplash tile lead and you don't do that, and we aren't targeting that, we would refund you for that. But we do have that rebate built in there to take into account those bad appointments and cancellations. There's also a $33 fee for any booked appointment by the outbound call center, which is a required feature for the program. So if the call center books an appointment for you, you will also be charged $33. If you beat them to it, you will not be charged for it. So that's why we always recommend you do always follow up with your leads, regardless if you're on the PPA program or not. You do want to make sure that you're following up on your leads as well as the outbound call center. If you're not on the PPA program, we do have 5 preferred digital agencies that we recommend working with. I've also included here, I'll send this slideshow out after, but there's a link in here that is a recording of our webinar where every single one of our digital partners do a quick presentation, give a rundown on who they are, what they do, and their services, and that can help you get a better picture of who you'd like to work with. Now moving into the brand awareness piece of digital marketing, the social media brand awareness program. You do not need to be on this, but if you aren't on it, we do recommend that you do these following tactics listed here below. So that would be weekly social media posts, 3 to 5 times a week on all of these platforms, monthly social engagement activities. I'll show you an example of that in a bit. social media database building, and direct messaging. So yeah, it's great to create an Instagram page, but if you're not posting on it frequently on a weekly basis with relevant content, there's really no point to have it. You really want to always be posting stuff that's interesting. It doesn't have to be flooring related. If you're on the social media program, we do fun posts, you know, like for Mother's Day or Happy Monday, MLK Day. It's very consumer focused and not just flooring. We also run contests on people's pages, which just creates engagement on the page. The whole point of the social media brand awareness program is not to book appointments. It can book appointments from some of the tactics you do, but the whole point is to build brand awareness in your market to your target audience. So we have your Facebook's account set up, if you're on this, to target your target audience in your market with all of your posts. So you'll notice that we're doing posts on your page. Those actually go out to people that are more than just your followers. We're targeting your audience in your market. If you're on the if you're on the social media program, it includes mini contests. Here's an example here. It says, what room would you choose? Which would you choose? Have a large living room or have a large kitchen? And it basically just has people vote on the right-hand side. It's nothing, you know, revolving around specials or flooring. It's just to create engagement on that post so people see your name and know who you are. Another big example here is these quarterly contests we do. We run these every quarter for all the people on the program, but basically we'll run a very large contest in your market. One that we typically start off with is voting for the best elementary school in your market. And we target people in your area to vote, similar to what we did with the mini contest, but they would vote for the best elementary school. This has nothing to do with flooring. Like I said, the whole point is just to get their name out there and get exposure in the market. So then once the elementary school winner is chosen, the franchisee actually goes into the school, delivers the supplies, takes pictures, and then we get all that content up on social media, and it creates a really cool buzz. Customer reviews. Customer reviews, I know I mentioned this, are extremely important. It should not be an option. You should really get a customer review and project photos from every single customer. If you know you put all the time and effort to do this awesome job for you, they'll be very open to doing a 30-second review on you online. Like I said, I would always recommend going to the source that they came from. So if it's a Home Advisor customer, ask for Home Advisor. If it's Thumbtack, ask for Thumbtack. And then Google is always very important too. I see franchisees, you know, asking people, hey, could you leave it on both Google and Facebook? I get daily summaries of all the reviews that are out online, and there's a lot of franchisees who are learning, you know, you can ask for more than one platform for a review. So those are super important, especially with the way marketing works now. We are moving into a voice-driven world. So, you know, in 2 years, you could say something like, Alexa, order me new floors. If you're not up there in the top rankings, you're not even going to be considered for something like that. So it's not only helping your online reputation and your SEO services, but it's also preparing for the future and making sure that you have that online presence when the world is ever changing. We do have a review partner called WebPunch. They're linked down below if you do not work with them. I would recommend setting up a quick call with them, but they basically allow you to download an app to your phone, and you can ask the customers in real time to leave you a review, and it can either text or email out a link for all of your review sites, or you can choose which ones. So if you're not doing anything with reviews, this is something I would highly, highly recommend jumping on. Project photos, like I said, these are super, super important. If you're on the PPA program, just send them over to me. I'll get them up on the appropriate sites. If you manage your franchisees' Facebook or Instagram, always be posting them on there. If you're not in the PPA program, ask your SEO vendor how you can start working more project photos into your strategy. But photos and videos are huge. If you could even get a walkthrough of an awesome job you did at a home and put that on Facebook, that would be even better. Videos get even more traction. So the more you can do as far as imagery, the better. Lead best practices. Every lead must go into InspireNet regardless if it's a booked appointment or not. We can use those people to market to in the future. It helps us analyze how our campaigns are doing. It really throws off the reporting if you're not adding everything into InspireNet. Do not turn off your leads for online sources. If you're on the PPA program, you don't even need to worry about this. Respond to text or respond to leads ASAP, text, email, then phone. Audit your leads on a weekly basis. Make sure that you have the right sources categorized. A lot of our vendors have online dashboards that you can use and pull reports. Avoid categorizing leads as NA or other. There's likely already a source in there for one. If not, ask me or your ops manager or a franchisee of what you recommend putting it under. Manually enter all leads for non-online lead sources. So if you're at a home show or someone called in and you have a sign lead, always put those in InspireNet. And then lastly, PPC, Thumbtack, and Facebook leads. Those 3 leads and appointments do not go straight into InspireNet, which leads right into this. But here's a flow chart of what lead gets sent to your franchise owner and if it's imported into InspireNet. So you'll notice Thumbtack, pay-per-click, and Facebook. It's not imported into InspireNet. Right now, those go directly to your franchise owner's email. Some of you have your email added. If you're on the PPA program and you want these lead notifications and you don't get them, shoot me an email and I'll get you added to that ASAP. But you'll need to make sure that you add Thumbtack, PPC, and Facebook leads into InspireNet when you get them because they will not be imported. And then lastly, CraftJack and Porch. The reason those don't get sent directly to the franchisee right now is because we have one national corporate profile. So those go to the call center. Once the call center adds them to InspireNet, you'll have access to them. But the first notification when that lead comes in, you won't have access to that until the call center has touched base with that customer and added them to InspireNet. So that pretty much covers it for me for the digital side. Now we'll have Taylor Sandelin, our local marketing manager, jump in to cover some local marketing topics. Taylor, are you good to go?
Yep. Thanks, Katie.
Yep.
So, no, you're good. So I'm going to start off with, I'm just going to go over a couple local marketing initiatives that you as office managers can really participate in along with your franchisees or even take the lead on. So first we'll go into events and what types of events you should be looking for and then how to find them. So for types of events, the following are what we recommend you be on the lookout for and participate in. First and foremost is home shows. Depending on your market, home shows are one of the biggest, if not the biggest, lead generator in the local markets. Depending on the time of year, we're on the back end of the spring home show season. So I think this weekend and next weekend are probably the last weekends that there are home shows available. But it's a great time to get started on looking for home shows that take place in the fall in your market. So the fall home show season starts towards the end of August and goes through probably the first weekend of November. But September and October are huge months for home shows in your area. So make sure that you are getting registered for those first and foremost. Up next would be festivals, fairs, beer and wine festivals. Those all kind of go together and are great for this time of year that we're in, back end of spring, starting summer. Depending where you're at, you may already have summer weather in your markets. If you're in the Midwest like me, you might want to wait a month or two before you actually are getting outside and participating in events because of the weather. But fairs and festivals, anything you can find in your area or at a specific a famous or popular place where people go. Farmers markets are also good ones where you can participate in. And then there's also pet fairs and festivals, pet expos. that you can look for and participate, along with promoting pet-friendly flooring. And then food truck events are another one. Even at grocery stores, you can set up a table or a booth and promote your product. And then a big one is seasonal or holiday themed events. So St. Patrick's Day was just about 6 weeks ago. There's St. Patrick's Day parades that we had franchisees participate in with their mobile showroom, being in the St. Patrick's Day parade. There were Earth Day festivals that franchisees participated in, promoting the eco-friendly products. So if there's like a Memorial Day parade coming up in a few weeks, that would be a good one to look into, or anything you can really sponsor. It doesn't necessarily have to be for appointment generation. While we want you to generate appointments at these types of events, a lot of them can just be for the brand awareness piece that Katie talked about earlier, just getting your brand out there in your market and participating in local events, or sponsoring a 5K in your area or a school carnival, something like that, where you can just have floor coverings, logo, and you can engage with your community like one of our values says. You can go to the next slide, Katie. I don't think I can. Okay. So for where to find them, there's a bunch of websites you can use, eventbrite.com being one, festivalnet.com, fairsandfestivals.net, and active.com. Those are just a couple examples of websites where we've had success finding different events in specific areas. You can type in your zip code and search that way. There's also the Facebook events section. So on Facebook, there's like a events portal where you can go and look for community events that are in your area or events upcoming based on your geolocator on Facebook. And then town and community websites as well. So going on your local town website and seeing what their events calendar has on there is a great way to look for events too. Okay, the next slide. So these are just a couple ways to utilize online searches and a couple keywords and locations, words to use when searching. So using the words like market, area, town, or a popular venue. Like I'm in Chicago, so Navy Pier would be a big one, or Millennium Park, or just big popular venues where you know there's always something going on, always some festival or event taking place. Event type searches, so words like events, expos, shows, fairs, and festivals, and then just kind of putting those words together and using your location as part of that. So Dallas home shows or events near me, Plano community events, pet expos in Michigan, stuff like that, just to use Google to search for what you're looking for. So we can go to the next slide. And then the next thing I wanted to talk about, moving on from events, is our local marketing resources. So these are available on OneDrive and have been getting released every week to 2 weeks with a new partnership program or a new consumer-centric campaign. So as of right now, we have partnership programs that are listed out on a one-pager. There's social media posts you can use. There's a script for like a direct message if you wanted to send one to a realtor, a carpet cleaner, or a plumber that we've created and basically curated onto a one-pager and release them on OneDrive for you. So realtors, carpet cleaners, and plumbers are the 3 partnership programs we've created for business to business to consumer. And then we've also done some consumer-centric campaigns, so pet-friendly, family and kid-friendly, and then eco-friendly that you can use. So the link for the OneDrive is here on the slide, but I can send it in the chat box during the question portion of the webinar as well. And then here's just some examples of what the business cards and flyers look like that you can utilize from here. So if your carpets didn't come clean, it's a coupon for reimbursement or 10% off pet-proof floors. These are just local marketing resources you can download from OneDrive and print for your location. And we also are going to be hosting these on our new Vista Print portal, which leads me to the next slide. We're very excited about a new partnership with Vista Print, which has given us the opportunity to refresh our marketing materials over the past couple of months and gives owners and office managers as well the option to order marketing materials at lower costs that are fully customizable and have a much quicker production and shipping turnaround time. So we'll be announcing that launch on May 14th at our next our next marketing webinar, and we'll be focusing completely on the Vista Print Pro Shop, how to log in, how to sign up, how to navigate the website, how to order, how to place orders. And I think a lot of office managers will play a big role in that, and replenishing marketing materials and for your local franchise. So that's basically what I had to cover with local marketing. I think we'll go into questions next, but if anyone has any questions for me, just let me know. And again, my name is Taylor. A lot of you I haven't met, but I've talked to over the phone. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in. And yeah, that's what I got.
Cool, thanks Taylor. Before we dive into questions, just kind of to summarize our call and next steps. But as the office managers, the three things I would really focus on are one, creating your annual event schedule. You know, if you could come to your franchise owner and have something mapped out where you have an event every month that you could participate in, that would be awesome. If you need help finding staff or what to do at an event, Taylor's here to help you, but getting involved in your community, booking those events. Secondly, generate customer reviews online. I know we talked a lot about that today, how important it is. A lot of our lead portals, their algorithms are actually based off your reviews. So one, the number of reviews you have, and two, what your rating is. So if you have a 3.5 with 4 reviews and your competitor has 10 reviews with the 4.5, they're going to pop up before you. And number one, they're going to look better to a customer. And number two, they have a higher spot in ranking than you. So customer reviews are super, super important. And then lastly, the project photos. And the more project photos you have, the better. Consistently send them to me. Literally all you need to do is just shoot me an email with them attached and the details, and I'll get them to the SEO team and or social media company to post up on all your portals. So as the office manager, these 3 items, what I would say right now would be the most urgent. If you have any questions in the future, Taylor and I are here to help. But let's dive into what the question portion now. Let me see. We have some in the chat box. Becky said, are we going to have a payment option for the program, or is the escrow option the only way to pay? The escrow option is the only way to pay. It's a requirement for the PPA program. Just to make billing a lot more easy and streamlined. I know, Becky, you joined while this transition with the new portal is happening. To give you some background, the biggest pain point right now with the PPA program is the billing and allocating the appointments. It's very tedious. Every 15 days, I have to add up for each individual franchisee, like which lead portals they got them from, and then cross-reference with our vendors. And then basically InspireNet doesn't pull that report for the franchisee, so we have to reconcile it. So it's been a very, very confusing, tedious process on the back end. So the escrow system is to make it a lot easier for both the franchisee and corporate to review the booked appointments. You'll be able to actually submit refunds through the portal and download reports. But there should be communication going out on that probably tomorrow. If not, it would be Monday at the very latest. So if you have any follow-up questions on that, just let me know. Let's see. Charlie from San Antonio, you recommend not designating lead sources as other. What if lead sources isn't available? If it's not available, if there's one where you're like, oh, I'm only going to get this lead source probably once ever, then I would just not worry about it and mark it as other. But if it's something like, say it's a direct mail campaign portal that you don't have listed on there, then I would recommend even asking us to create the source for you, but only if it's generating a large amount of leads. IT would probably tell us no. But if it's something small, you could always mark it as other and put something in the notes, like what the lead source actually is. That way, when you go back and reference it, you do know what lead source it actually came from. It's more from a reporting standpoint. If you had, 100 leads that year come in as other, where did those come from? So it's more if you have a huge high quantity. And service direct leads, let's see. So your service direct leads actually come into, this is one thing to know as office manager, your service direct leads will be listed as CMP in InspireNet. That stands for Contractor Marketing Pros. I'll go back to this slide. And then Home Advisor is actually listed as Service Magic in InspireNet. I know, very confusing. The reason being is Home Advisor used to be called Service Magic, and Service Direct used to be called Contractor Marketing Pros. We cannot change the name of the lead source. So anything from Home Advisor would be listed as Service Magic in the lead source, and anything from Service Direct would be listed as CMP in InspireNet. Right, Stephanie, let's see, what is social media databasing listed on the brand awareness slide? I'll go back to that. So that piece, the social media database building, so I'll give you an example. I kind of rushed through that part. But basically when we run these big contests right here, what this does is it gives us access to every single person that voted on the contest. So basically we have, on this one, 341 people commented and 64 people shared. If you click on these little icons right here, all those Facebook users actually pop up. So what that does is gives us a huge database of people in our market that are our target audience that we can market to. So what we do after the contest is wrapped up is we direct message every single person that voted individually, and it would say something along the lines like, for the winning team or winning voters, thank you for voting for our quarterly contest. The winner is in Cliffwood Elementary School is the winner. Thank you for your vote. If you're ever in the market for flooring, here's a $250 off coupon that you or your friends or family could use. Have a great day. And then if it was to the people that didn't win, we would say something like, thank you for your vote. We appreciate your support. It looks like there's a great school spirit in the market. Cliffwood Elementary was the winner. We are giving out a special to all our voters. Here's a $250 off coupon that you're free to use in the future for any flooring project. So then what that does is create a huge database of 400 people that are now, engaging in our page that we can market to. So we can send those specials and everything. So basically it just builds a social media database of potential customers on Facebook. Anybody else? That was it for the chat box. I will send out this recording once it's wrapped up with the link along with this slide deck, the Service Direct one, and the Thumbtack one. So you have everything on file. But as I mentioned, both Taylor and myself will be here for any marketing related questions that you guys have. Taylor's the local person, so anything, events, direct mail, networking, B2B2C, the local marketing resources, or Vista Print, that would be Taylor's wheelhouse, and anything digital or in the PPA program or startup would be in my realm. So be sure to reach out and stay in touch. We appreciate you guys joining the call. If we don't have any more questions, we'll wrap it up, and I'll make sure I send this out to everybody on the call. All right, cool. Thanks, guys. Taylor, could you end the recording, please?